Hello
Hello
guys!
So for today's video, we are going to share to you our 5 main reasons why we chose to live in the province and in a city. So last time, Dean gave you his 5 reasons as
Why you
well.
should live in the Philippines?
Yeah, why you should live in the Philippines, and he walked with Sering that
Yeah.
that time. So
Oh,
this time we'll give you our reasons why we chose to live in the province and in the city. Okay, so first,
well, first of all, the province is very peaceful compared to the city. So in the city, you've got the constant noise
Nice.
of traffic on the roads. You know, you've got the noise of the jeepneys, the taxis, the tricycles, and obviously in some areas of the province you have that too, but it's not as frequent as the city. So there's a lot of noise in the city, and there's a lot of pollution as well, isn't there?
and a lot of pollutions because in the city there are certain factories, and also the pollution from the jeepneys as well.
Yeah, yeah. We've had the experience of being in the tricycle sometimes, haven't we? In the city, and then you're driving
A
behind a
jeepney.
jeepney, and the exhaust fumes just come straight in your face. Not
Yeah.
very pleasant, guys.
Yeah, so you smell all the bad, all the bad gases.
Yeah. So in the province, it's more peaceful compared to the city, isn't it? You know, you can go out onto the road there, and obviously you have some motorbikes about, but where we live, it's not very noisy.
And the noises we can hear here in our house are mostly from animal noises because we have
Roosters.
chickens here, especially roosters, and also our dog, and also neighbors' dogs at night. They keep barking,
Yeah.
especially if there are some strangers.
Yeah.
So they keep barking, and then what's funny here is that when one dog barks.
Oh, all the dogs start barking. So you've got one wee dog that starts. It's a puppy still, next door I think it is belongs to, and it's got a very high pitched bark, and so it barks, and then all the other dogs start barking. So, but
Yeah.
those are natural noises, guys. So those are the sounds that you would expect to hear from animals in a rural area like this, plus the goats and birds as well.
Yeah. So I think that's more acceptable.
Yeah, more acceptable. Yeah, more
Acceptable
acceptable. Yeah,
noises.
yeah.
Yeah, and next is what's next?
Next is, well, it's a lovely environment in the province. You know, you're surrounded by a lot of natural beauty rather than artificial beauty. Oh, I don't even know if you call
Like
it.
he means that it's more greeny here in the province,
Greeny,
and the views are natural.
Yeah.
Unlike in the city, you can mostly see like buildings, the other infrastructures, but they are nice as well. But we prefer the view here in the province.
Yeah. So remember, guys, in that previous video that we did with 5 reasons, I showed you the trees on one side with the hills in the background, and then the sea on the other side. So you
Yeah.
have all this natural beauty that surrounds you in the province. So I would say it's probably good for the mental health as well. For some people anyway, it's good to
It's
get
like
out into nature,
therapy.
isn't it? Therapy, yeah, natural therapy.
So next is free food. So how can you say that we have free food here in the province? So in our area, we live in a coastal area, but not really beside the sea. There's still a road, and then our house,
Oh,
and
moving the hammock. Hang on. Okay,
Okay.
that's better. A bit
and
more
then
comfortable.
so sometimes if you don't have money to buy your viand, if it's low tide, you can just go to the seashore and gather some seashells like clams, oysters, fishes, and whatever you can find in the sea. So that will give you free viand, and also you can plant vegetables around your house. No, so you
Yeah, in
can
the yard,
get
yeah.
free food, especially now with the inflation. So
Yeah, I mean, what kind of things you sometimes pick from the yard, don't you?
our calamansi, nanay planted it bananas around us, mangoes, and other fruits, and also we have what they call that, bottled gourd and something like that.
Oh, a bit of
gourd
gourd,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, So we have like numbers of plants, vegetables and fruits here.
Yeah. So I guess if you're living in a city and you're relying on groceries, perhaps, the province offers that alternative to live a bit more naturally, again, closer to nature, where you're growing your own food. You're able to bring in your own food rather than having to rely on grocery stores, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how we get free food. As you can see in our previous vlogs, where Dean and my brother caught fish in the flood. Not really a flood, just the river overflowed because it was high tide, so the fishes came into the field.
And so, guys, since that video, I have started eating a lot more fish, right? Yeah.
He ate several fishes now.
Yeah, my dad said to me about a year ago, if he was living here, he'd be living off rice and fish. So I've taken his advice maybe a bit later on, but you know, you learn as you go along, you change, you adapt, and it's taken me a while to maybe adapt a bit more than I would have liked, but I am adapting to the culture. Everyone learns at their own pace, everyone grows at their own pace. So yeah. How would you say? Would you say I'm becoming more Filipino or less?
Yeah, because when he is eating, because sometimes we eat with the whole family in one table, so he will eat with his hand. A Filipino thing.
In the province.
Filipinos, raise your hands. And he will say Filipino ako, which means I'm Filipino. So my grandmother loves that.
Yeah, she does.
He's half Filipino, half British.
Half Filipino, half British, yeah.
Yeah, so next reason we have is the space.
Yeah.
It's more spacious here
compared
in
to
the province.
City.
Yeah. Because in the city, we can also live in the city, but then we will rent. So it's either an apartment or a condo or whatever. And unlike here in the province, in our province house, well, we built our house here in our grandmother's land because we asked for it and she said it's okay. So we built a small house here temporarily. And what can you say about the space?
Yeah, we have a good amount of space. So there's 3 houses on this land, and you know, you have the ability to walk around the yard, and obviously you've seen the yard in previous videos, and you can then walk out into the courtyard square. I call it the square there, where everyone, like all the kids, would hang about and gather, and there's plenty of space there, and then you can just walk around the road, onto the road as well, and see what's happening on the road without having to worry too much about traffic or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty spacious here. Plus, you've for those of you who have been subscribed to our channel quite a while, you'll have seen some of the cycling vlogs. So you get out onto the road, we go cycling, and again, there's hardly any traffic to worry about. We can cycle without having to worry about falling off our bikes, right?
And also what they mean by the spacious word is that when we go out of our door, we can roam around just in our yard.
Yeah.
And like in the city, when you go out of your apartment, you can see just a hallway or a small gate, and then a road, just like that. You can really roam around your area.
Because you lived in the cities for a time, didn't you?
So I lived in Manila and Iloilo as well. So that's according to our own experience. These reasons why we chose province life. And next is the last.
Living in the province is cheaper compared to living in the city. So for example, if we lived in the city, if we lived in the city at this moment in time, we'd probably have to rent, which would cost more. We'd have to pay extra for food, for Wi-Fi, for electricity, for everything basically. So we're quite blessed and fortunate in that sense that we were able to build the house on this land. We didn't have to worry about buying land as well. Maybe for now, that the plan is to one day hopefully buy land somewhere else. maybe here or somewhere else. We just don't know yet. But yeah, so cheaper compared to city life. And have you got anything to add to that?
Well, cheaper also to the point that because in the city you just rely when you are lazy, but when you feel lazy to cook or what, you just rely on fast foods or
yeah.
restaurants, no. So to be honest, our monthly what do you call this budget
Expenses? Yeah.
can only range up to £200. It depends
Sterling.
if there's emergency or whatever, like
Yeah, if something
when
comes
we
up.
go to fellowships or yeah. So but our original budget is £200 or sterling.
Yeah. So we've cut right back on our expenses because last year we were doing a bit of traveling to different places and seeing the sights, but we've realised we've had to cut back
Yeah.
for now anyway because we're saving up for something big, which we will reveal at a later time, right?
So yeah, it's cheaper here in the city because
In the province.
it's cheaper here in the province because that's it. You don't think, oh, I won't cook today because we can still eat outside. So your budget of eating outside is like 300 to 500 pesos. It depends on the restaurant or the fast food chain you go to. So and like here in the province, your 300 pesos can be your budget for one day or up to 2 days meal. So it's really cheaper.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's good to be able to save a bit of money when you're living in the province and you're not eating out in the city all the time or doing that kind of thing. So yeah.
And also like fishes and vegetables here in the province, they are fresh from the sea. So
Yeah.
they don't have a markup price yet before they go to the bigger market. So for example, sometimes here the price is 150 pesos. So when it go to the bigger market, it will be like 200 pesos per kilo of fishes.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper here. And also the vegetables, sometimes they are fresh from the farms. So the price are lower than the big market price because it already traveled, so they need to pay for their fares as well. So yeah, it's cheaper here in the province.
Yeah.
First,
Okay.
peaceful life. Next,
A beautiful environment.
okay, next,
Free food.
free food. Next,
It's more spacious
more spacious, and the last,
and it's cheaper compared to the city.
okay.
So those are our 5 reasons for why we chose to live in the province,
Yeah.
and we hope you enjoyed, and maybe that will inspire you to think about maybe living in the province someday.
So we hope that it give you an insight of what to expect in the province life.
Yeah.
So that's our 5 main reason of why we chose the province life.
Yes.
So see you next
See you guys.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.